Hey everybody, how are you doing? Coming in live impromptu to see how you're all doing. And I want to ask you a question. Do you have this child who's like running around all the time, bunch of energy like all the time, and then it's very, very difficult for you to like keep up, right? So do you have this child who's like always playing with something, running around, doing a million things, and then you're trying to keep up? Okay, the reason is because they are overexcitabilities that are associated with giftedness. And so I want to review those concepts with you just so that one, we have enough information to really help with help themselves with the meltdowns. Two, find a sense of relief that this is really something that is pertaining to them. And so nothing they're doing against us, nothing, they're doing on purpose, just something that, that's part of them, part of who they are. So overexcitabilities, I'm going to take you through the 5 overexcitabilities that have been identified by a brilliant psychologist named Dabrowski. Now we call the Dabrowski's overexcitabilities. However, he was Polish, living out in Alberta, Canada, and so his friend Piekowski helped translate that into English and stuff. But so those two guys came up with a process to understand how intense and intelligent people had intensities, right? So the first one is, I'm going to take you through, and by the way, I'm taking you through this book. It's called Understanding Your Gifted Child from Inside Out by James Delisle, right? And this book is amazing because it not only explains overexcitabilities, but it also puts into context. So let's go through those quickly. The first one is the psychomotor overexcitability. So that's the child who moves all the time nonstop and you're just exhausted just watching them. Do you have this child, right? Do you understand like how this could be misdiagnosed with ADHD these days? Because one of the things they have in the checklist, and by the way, ADHD diagnosis too often is just a checklist. Is he moving all the time? Check. Is he interrupting me? Check. Is he doing this, and that? And so the first psychomotor overexcitability is characterized as a surplus of physical energy that can be seen in a variety of ways. Speech, very rapid speech, or speaking all the time, or interrupting people. Very excited speech. Intense physical activity. So in other words, the cognitive ability is doubled with physical energy, that they're moving all the time, not stopping, climbing up the walls. You know what I'm talking about, right? So this type is really misdiagnosed with ADHD. Right, and I'm referring to the SENG, supporting the emotional need of the gifted children, right? So this initiative, they actually created an initiative called Misdiagnosis Initiative, and I'll put the link below for you to read. Very, very, very mind-blowing and eye-opening. Good to know. And the professionals out there, they're not really trained on giftedness, so they'll just go through the checklist and say that your kid has ADHD. Now, moving on to sensory overexcitability. So that's the child who's really bothered by lights, perfumes, something scratching them, the label in their clothing scratching them all the time. So they're really bothered by that, and their lives are really so difficult, right? So there's a whole lot sensory strategy scope you can have, but just knowing that there is such a thing as a sensory overexcitability really is mind-opening and eye-opening, right? So the next one is the intellectual overexcitability, which we see so much, right? Overflow of thoughts non-stop. Their brain is like this machine that's creating thoughts all the time, non-stop, right? So the minefield of exploding thoughts is how James speaks about that. And so well said, because I just thinking about my child, yeah, I could definitely see that. Then you have imaginational overexcitability. So this is your imaginative child lives in the kingdom of creativity, manufacturing parallel universes and inventing friends who live with them in them, right? So it's like this imagination, this creative side that really, you know, artists, like huge artists have, right? And so and the emotional overexcitability, so the big feelings, they feel, they sense everything deeper. This universe and this life is felt with an entire whole new level. Those guys, they're not average. They're just not. They feel everything, they sense everything, they have their big feelings, right? So much work to do with social emotional learning with emotional overexcitabilities. So much work, right? And so once you understand that your child is not trying to get you, not trying to make you embarrassed in front of everybody, not trying to make you feel like a bad mom, but seriously is battling different things in their lives, the journey begins. And that's page 48, the journey begins once you understand that. And you could really parent from your child's perspective. So I always feel like we keep our perspective when we parent, right? But then if we manage to just be in their spot for 1 second, right? And understand that, yeah, if this is scratching you all day to the point that you're really scratching your own skin because it hurts you so bad, yeah, your life is affected with that. So it's just, if we could just get in their shoes for a second and understand their day-to-day, if you don't have this overexcitability, it's very difficult to relate. I know I have one for sensory and it's like auditory. So if you scream at me for more than 30 seconds, I'm gonna rah. I will, because it gets on my last nerve. So anyway, I know that I have that, I'm aware, and I make sure everybody knows when my lid is lit. The other thing I want to talk about today is from this book. So this book has been instrumental for me and I read this every year. Stop paying interest on a bill you never owed. So I want to ask you, like real talk, if you're a gifted mom out there, if you are gifted yourself, or even bright on the higher side of bright, you feel the difference in this world with quote unquote average, typical, neurotypical, right? Neurotypical, normative, societal, individuals, right? You could see the difference in the way you think faster, you feel deeper, you react to things differently. Your thought process is not linear, but association of ideas. So if you are gifted this way, I want to ask you something that I want to offer something that really help you with your child, and it's just connecting with them in this area is going to be so helpful, and I want to share because it was mind-blowing for me and eye-opening for me. Now, if I'm gifted through my life and I've always felt this guilt because I was better and faster and deeper and more advanced than everybody else, same aged peers, maybe not 3 years ahead, but yes, same age peers was definitely swimming. I was definitely the smartest person in the room, which is really not good for you, actually, right? Right? Can you relate? Being the smartest person in the room is not always good. But then you always feel this guilt inside. Oh my God, I need to conform. I need to comply. I need to get all I am into this tiny little box just to fit in. Has this worked out for you in your life? Maybe it has, but if it hasn't, it's time for a reset. Like now, because if you let behind you everything you are, everything you are capable of, and everything you aspire to, and you misalign with your own values just to fit in, and you're still not happy, it's because the subconscious of who you are, the genius of who you are, is screaming inside of it. It wants to get out, right? And so if you can relate to that feeling of your own dreams you left behind that are screaming inside of you and you still didn't get, yeah, you probably got security out of dropping who you are and playing small and dimming your light. Maybe it got you some security in this normative world, but do you not feel misaligned? Do you not feel like you're missing out on years and years and years and following your genius? I'm saying that because I was reading something last week about when you hit 50, it's supposed to be 40, but now 50 is the new 40. You disconnect. You do like sort of a positive disintegration. So positive disintegration is another brilliant theory from Dabrowski. And basically it says that your soul is trying to emerge. And so as your soul emerges, you disintegrate from the normative thought process that has no justification sometimes. And you agree to just let your soul disintegrate little by little to certain levels, and there's different levels. You can look this up. Positive disintegration from Dabrowski is very, very eye-opening. And as you do that, you realize, wow, I really had more to offer to this world, right? So, and as people hit 50 or 40 or whatever, they think, you know what, I'm just sick of making people, the kings of my life. Like, I just want to not care about what people think and live my own life. I give myself permission to live my own life. And so if people, when they hit 50, for any reason, maybe it's brain, maybe, I don't know, something hits that people say, hey, I've been dimming my light, I've been playing small, I've been doing what I was told all my life, and now this is over, right? I'm departing from that slavery, right? I'm over, I'm done, right? So I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice to give my child permission to do that as he's growing up, as he's creating his self-concepts? Wouldn't it be nice? I'm not just saying disintegrate positively when you're 6. I'm saying you are worthy. Your thoughts matter. Your feelings matter, at least to me, and they should to you. And you're entitled to who you are. You're entitled to manifest who you are in this world. And so it got me to think, this book, stop paying interest on the bill you never owed, because we feel the guilt that we are better than others, and we owe to them to make ourselves smaller. And one, it doesn't work because they'll still resent us, because no matter how much we want to hide our genius, it comes up and manifests, it radiates. There's no way we can hide it. 2, we're misaligned with ourselves. We're not aligned anymore with ourselves. And you can achieve anything, money, cars, anything. But if you're not aligned with who you are and you're meant to be and meant to help the good, the Lord's work you're supposed to do in this world, then, And so I'm like, okay, let me just build a strategy where I can, yes, teach my child normative rules. We live in a society, we have to be very civil, and there are rules to be followed, and I will enforce. But this rule of giving up who you are, of feeling guilty because you're better, I don't think so. I'm not giving him this rule, and I'm not giving him this bill he never owed. And I don't want him to pay interest up until he's 50, until he throws everything I taught him, throws this through the window. I don't want him to do that. So instead of putting the wrong mindset in his mind, I will teach, and that's just me, respect of rules, of peoples, of emotions. Social emotional learning is so big, but this starts with us. It starts with accepting who we are, because we accept our opportunities, don't we? I bet if I asked you, what's your opportunity? You'll give me 10,000s, But if I asked you, what's your strength? You'd be like feeling bad about it. Oh, yes, I'm kind of bright sometimes, I'm kind of an empath, and I have good feelings. I feel this world really deeply, and, I have good you would feel bad about saying I'm gifted. I'm with authenticity, not, degrading anyone, but just, declaring and saying who you are, right? We'll feel bad about that. And how do we want to teach our child to be proud and just know themselves? Know thyself is everything, because the minute you can see your opportunity and your strength, then you feel stronger and more equipped into this world. And the minute we can parent from our child's strength rather than opportunities, One, we get their buy-in because everybody wants to follow their strength. It happens from 9 to 99. It happens if you're a manager in a corporate world. It happens if you're a small business owner. Everybody wants to be seen for their strength, right? And they'll do whatever you want if you allow that space and opportunity for them to be who they are. So if we parent from that perspective, what I found was instead of battling, power struggling, and exhausting myself, civil warring with him, I just parent from his strength, and then never make him ashamed of being who he is. And this has given me so much progress, so much. And it's so counterintuitive, right? Because what we hear is just we have to tame that strength. We have to like put it down. We have to make it comply. And then by doing that, my take is, honestly, we lose their strength. We lose the vitality, their high energy, the love for life. And then it's so difficult to get them back because we took away what was everything to them. So that was what I was trying to offer, and thanks for joining, and I'll speak with you very soon. I'll put all the links. I would love to hear your thoughts about that. Stop paying interest on a bill you never owed, and I'll speak with you very soon. Bye for now.